I'm too mad to talk about that right now, so we're gonna save that until we get there. So hopefully today is the last day that we have to look at this ugly wrap. We are hauling this truck over to a shop in the valley up there on the other side of the Cascades. I mean, it's dark right now, but if it wasn't, you'd see Cascades over there. They're gonna get this wrap pulled off and get this truck just back down to the whatever the paint is underneath. I don't actually know what that is, but I know it's gonna be better than this. It's got, you see red here on the fender. Up there on the hood, you can see it's black, so you think, okay, it's a black truck with red fenders, but it's definitely not that, because back here on the fenders, it's black, and then there's black on the cab there where I've peeled up some, and then up there there's red on the cab where I've peeled. So I don't know what it looks like under there, but like I said, it's gonna be better than this. And then we've got a fresh start to most likely just make this thing red to match that truck right there. So we've got it loaded up on the rail trailer, and we're taking the rail trailer because I want to weigh it with that truck, see what we actually weigh. We got the 4th axle pulled off, and I know what this whole setup weighs. You can't see me, hold on. There I am. I know what this whole setup weighs as a 4-axle trailer. I weighed it like that. I don't know what it weighs as a 3-axle, so if we take it on the 3-axle, on the way back we can stop at a truck stop and get an actual scale weight on this whole setup, and then I will know how much weight I can actually put on the deck. So you guys can guess right now before we get there, and then I'll say it at the end of the video. How much weight do you think I'll be able to put on the deck of this trailer? And this is on maxed out permit weights in Oregon and then also in California. There's 2 different weights there because they're different. Either way, let's head over the mountains. So we have got 144 miles in a GPS time of just under 3 hours, but in a truck it's going to be a good bit more than that. So off we go. So we have made it to the town of Crescent to stop and get us a breakfast sandwich, because my Factor sponsorship went to shit and I haven't ordered any more of their breakfast things yet. I need to. I'm gonna check all the chains, which if any we're gonna loosen up, I'm expecting it to be this one, and I'll show you why. Actually, I'll show you on the correct one over there. Chain goes up and then is in a loop around the axle. It doesn't look like it because that part's painted black, so that I know what length of chains this is. Either way, when you loop around something, you want your chain to be pointed dead center of the loop. If not, the loop can rotate up and down and it'll loosen your chain. This one is not centered, but so far it's held. So this is the first load I've hauled on this trailer as a 3-axle. So far it's pulling absolutely great. That's tight. We should have all of our lights. The 2 outside lights on this trailer are not LED, at least on this front part of the trailer. I think on the back axle they were. So I ordered a couple more LEDs to put in there to replace those. That way this whole trailer's all LED lights. And also, check out, there's light underneath that shine up under the axle so you can see kind of where your axles are at. All good. Everything's riding where it should. And all good. And they also got light here shining back down underneath the whole deck, so at night it glows out from under the deck and you can really see where your trailer is, making corners and all that. Super handy. All right, I'll put you back in the truck and I'm gonna go get a sandwich. As I'm eating the sandwich, I'm wondering if the Factor discount code they gave me to put in the link of the video that was supposed to have that ad in it still works, and if I can order more of them with that code and get a discount. I'm gonna try it. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. Either way, it's saying we got 1 hour and 43 minutes to go, but since this is all up over the Cascade Mountains, this is probably gonna be closer to 2 hours, putting us there a little after 9 o'clock. So off we go. Just had a fan pull a U-turn and stop to say hi, so that's cool. All right, we're off. Turn the Jake brake off too before I start shifting. Hold your breath through the tunnel. Did you make it? I made it. That is the slowest gate ever. And that is a massive drill. Look, there's the forklift there carrying one of the drilled bits. There's a bigger drill bit behind it. And there's an even bigger drill. Dang. It's quite the project. This step deck up here, he passed me and then cut in front between me and that truck up there, back there ways. But now he is just like up the ass of that truck up there in front. So, what are you doing? You're in a tractor trailer and that type of work, probably getting paid by the hour. Now you're gonna pass this guy, maybe. Yep, there he goes. What's the point of this? We are doing the speed limit right now, actually, allegedly 2 miles an hour over. Why? What is the point? It's just a travel trailer in front of that guy, and then cars up in front of them that aren't going any faster than we are because we're all doing the speed limit. Where does he think he's going to go and get so fast? People are stupid. Oh, also, we're heading back home right now, and if you look out the back window, you'll notice that ugly-ass rollback is still on my trailer. Now, I'm a little too mad to talk about that right now at the moment, but when we get home, we'll go over that situation for a little bit. Actually, while the truck split apart, I'm using the Jeep as a tripod to film this spot. Let's check on the cross member so we can actually walk in here, you know, because this truck has room. Dirty again, but no cracks through the welds. I didn't grind the welds down anywhere but where the washer is set. Obviously it needed to be flat right there, but still hold it up on that side. Everything else is looking good. How's this side over here? That's the harder one to see, but it also had the smallest crack. No crack in the weld. Now everybody's saying that if we build a new crossmember, we got to make it thicker so that it'll actually hold up. Keep in mind, this truck has 512,000 miles on it. And that crossmember held up for over 500,000 miles of heavy haul, doing far heavier stuff than I will ever be doing with this truck. This thing pulled a dual lane trailer. If you know what that is, it's a lot. And the crossmember was just fine for over 500,000 miles of heavy haul. There is no need to change that design. It'll be fine just replacing it exactly as it is. Or, you know, since it's holding just fine now, I just leave it the hell alone because it's fine. Okay, back to the Jeep you go. Well, we're back home, as you can see, and so is the rollback, as you can see. And I was really hoping that morning was the last time I would have to see the rollback looking like this, but here we are. And I say that morning because it was actually a few days ago, and the reason it was a few days ago is because I told you that I was going to use that 3-hour drive back home as time to think about a nice way to say what happened and how I feel about the whole situation that happened over there trying to drop this thing off. And that just wasn't long enough. So a few days later, here we are, and all I'm gonna say is that was not a place that I was gonna leave my truck. That's it. That's all there is to it. So I still need to find someone to pull that wrap off. And when I say someone, I mean a legitimate, reputable, professional shop, actual like real business, not someone who's gonna do it as this little side project or a hobby thing like that. I want an actual real shop, and I want to pay them fairly for their services. I'm not trying to find someone to do some YouTube shout out, discount, or freebie, nothing like that. I want to take this to a shop, I want to drop it off, I want to have them do the job, and then I want to pay them for the job. And then everybody's happy, and the rollback doesn't look like this anymore. But until then, and I find the right fit to do it, this is just what our rollback's going to look like, and we're just going to have to be okay with that. I mean, let's be real. It's a f***ing Kenworth. It's never gonna look nice either way. So, for now, that's just what our rollback looks like. But on happier news, this truck and trailer did awesome. No more issues with the truck. Trailer pulled smooth and straight. Another big jet. In all reality, I was super mad at this truck the other day, I know. But in all reality, and all the time I've had this truck, and all the stuff I've done with it and hauled with it, and 200,000 pounds going up down the road and all that, to have one crossmember crack and one flex pipe split is actually, that's pretty good. But regardless, it's still for sale. It's actually listed on Marketplace right now, and it can be yours if you want. Why? Because, well, it's a super heavy spec truck, which means it's a super heavy truck, which is what you need if you're like maxing out, loading up, hauling super heavy stuff, and like the big 9-axle trailers and all that. This truck was bought to pull those 9-axle trailers that came after. The trailers are gone, so now the truck can go. Like this trailer, for example, I think I know what it weighs, or close to, as a 3-axle, you know, without that on the back. But I don't know for sure, because obviously we didn't get to weigh it empty on the way home, because we weren't empty on the way home. And if it weighs what I think it weighs, and if the load I've got to go pick up next with it, actually in a few days, weighs what they think that weighs, I'm going to be dead on 80,000 pounds. The problem is the load is 2 separate pieces. Now I have permits that allow me to go to a whole lot more total weight with one piece of equipment on the trailer. As soon as you go to 2 pieces on the trailer, you're limited back down to 80,000. Yes, I know Oregon extended weight permits, extra axles go more, whatever, but this is all in California and Nevada, so Oregon's rules don't matter. So, problem is, I don't actually know what this weighs, and they don't actually know what the load weighs. They've never actually weighed the pieces. So we're both guessing, and between our guesses, we're dead on the limit. So that'll be tight. And since I have to drive like 600 miles to even go pick the thing up, it'd be really bad if I got there and found out I was too heavy. So for this trip, if my white truck gets done in time, I'm gonna pull this one out and back my white truck under this trailer, because the white one's about 4,000 pounds lighter than this truck, and that'll give me that little bit of wiggle room that I think I might need. What would be great would be like a short wheelbase, super lightweight, just day cab truck. Then doing multi-piece loads, which I have quite a bit of coming up for this trailer, my tear weight, my empty weight would be even lighter, which means I'd be able to put more on the deck. And this one here will very often be doing multi-piece loads, and again, a much lighter truck means much more you can put on the deck. So as sad as I would be to see this one go and be replaced with a little lightweight short day cab, it makes sense. But aside from all that, the rollback is still in our yard, which is great because now we have a job for the rollback and we're gonna go use it right now to go help someone out. We're gonna do the longest tow you have ever seen. We're gonna pick up the car from one driveway and we're gonna move it like 50 feet over into another driveway. And if you're wondering why we need to take the rollback all the way down there to just move a car from here to there, well, you're about to see. We're here with Philip. Philip has, it's the right colors.
Yeah, it is your colors, huh?
Yeah. This is, what year did you say you think it was?
It's probably like a 64.
It's a Scout 80. Inherited it from your father-in-law. So now you got to get it out of here. It's fully complete. It has the engine in it. The tire's been flat for a couple minutes. It's had a bit of a, well, that guy was living here, but it's amazingly clean, free of rust Scout. Like, look at, no rust in the rockers where they always get it. Look at inside the wheel wells. Nothing. Bottom of the doors, floorboard solid. Might need vacuumed out, but is this a fuel shut off or bat? It's gotta be a fuel switch.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't actually know. Not a dent in the floor in the back of the thing. And then what I love about these old Internationals is, like, look how good all the stickers still are. So this thing is cool, but it's in the wrong spot. So we've got the rollback here. I might have backed up a little too far, but we're gonna get this thing loaded up to get it out of here because they said he inherited this from his father-in-law, and the property's now sold, so it's going to the property next door. All right, I'll get this bed down and we'll winch it up. I don't think it's supposed to go all the way around. Okay, we might not use that. That'll work. This is just a safety so that I can go behind it and hook up the other one, and if the winch slips, it doesn't get me. Like, there'd be a lot more tying down if we weren't going right there. Look at, last registered in 83. I wasn't even born till 85. So 42 years ago. 42 years last time this was registered. That is cool. All right, well, let's go put it down over there.
We go forward a little.
Well, it's quite a bit later and we are back home. As you can see, made zero progress on that project. We got done with towing that Scout, headed to McCauley's, didn't even think to film anything there. I don't want to jinx it, so I don't want to say what they think is wrong with it, but in less than a day they think they got the problem figured out, just waiting on the part to show up, swap it out and done. Hopefully that's the case and that truck is back in operation. One, I'll be very happy if it's that simple. Two, I'm going to be very pissed off if something that simple caused as much problems as it did. Either way, we got back. It didn't make any progress, like I said, because the girls got in just right behind me. Riley wanted to ride her bike, then wanted to ride her go-kart around, then we went and took the Jeep for a drive. So we had fun doing that stuff. Work can wait till tomorrow. So see you tomorrow.